Welcome to another Circular Machine Knitting Channel yarn review. I'm your host, Kim Thompson Pinder, and on today's video we're going to be looking at the Loops and Threads yarn from Michaels in the Impeccable. And this yarn is sold only at Michaels, and it is $6.99 a ball. As you can see, it has 260 meters in it, or 285 yards. It's a ball of 127.5 grams, or 4.5 ounces. It says that it is 100% acrylic. If you go back and check the line brand Pound of Love, that's 100% premium acrylic. So you can always tell advertising there. But anyway, it's a good solid 100% acrylic yarn. It comes in 67 colors. It is a number 4 worsted weight with a gauge of 18 stitches to 24 rows on 5mm needles, equals a 4x4 inch square. And of course, those are knitting needles. That's not on your circular machine, a knitting machine such as your Addi or your Sentro, because gauge is very hard to determine on those machines because each machine is different, even with the same yard, and it also depends upon your tension. So if you want to find out more about understanding gauge and why I can't give you a gauge for the machine, go to my Addi beginner tutorials playlist and you will see a video that explains gauge to you. All right, so this one works great on both the Addi and the Sentro. I only have an Addi now, but I have had both machines, and I did try this yarn on the Sentro as well, and it works great. My only main concern with this is the cost. When you look at the cost per meter compared to, say, line brand Pound of Love, it is significantly more. So that is the only complaint that I have with this. You know, if you're planning on doing bigger projects, you're going to be putting out a fair amount of money to do, say, a blanket. But if you're doing smaller projects, this is probably the more economical route because you don't have to buy the humongous big balls like you would with the Pound of Love. But in terms of blankets, if you're just using a little bit as an accent color, probably these would be good. But if you're looking at making it the main color in a blanket, not as economical as the Pound of Love. All right, let's go on over to my Addi circular machine, and we will test it out. Here we are. I'm using this ball as is. You will notice in some of my other yarn reviews that I recommend that you wind it into yarn balls, such as the Pound of Love. But I'm going to try it out with a smaller ball and just see how it works without having to pre-wind it. So let's just get this loaded here. Now, if you are enjoying this review, you're finding it helpful in terms of picking out yarns for your projects, can I highly encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel. I do these to be helpful to you as a circular machine knitter, and I just really want to let you have some success. So when you like and subscribe and share these videos, it just helps to get the word out there and gives me the ability to be able to buy more yarn, make more projects, and do more videos for you. So every like, subscribe, and share just helps me. All right, so we've loaded the machine. It seems to have gone fine. Let's hand crank it a few times. So the second time through is always a little bit harder. It makes that noise every single time. But look at this. Hand cranking quite beautifully. I have used this one on some projects. I never had an issue with it. I do usually wind it first. I actually pretty well wind all of my yarns first because I do blankets, and I'm using the screwdriver attachment, which moves pretty quickly, so I can't have it jam up because of knots or the ball not being wound properly. But overall, I think this is great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also try it with the screwdriver attachment. Let's just see how it does. issues at all, and that is with the ball not being pre-wound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 30 rows. I will cast off, and then we will show you what it looks like. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, turns out really good. The rows are nice and even. The tension is good. The only tension I just put on it was just to let the yarn just go right through my fingers. Very little tension at all, so very light tension. Makes just a very nice, straight, good tension. Has a reasonably soft feel to it. So it's not super soft, but it's kind of in between. It has some firmness to it and some softness to it. This would be great for blankets, hats, scarves, mitts, yeah, I'd say even sweaters if you're into doing sweaters. So overall, just a really great yarn for your circular knitting machine, though I don't find it as cost effective as some of the other ones. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing this video, and we will see you next week for another yarn review. If you haven't already watched it, please make sure that you go back and watch the Line Brand Pound of Love one. Another great yarn for your circular knitting machines.